Good morning, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, morning headlines on January 30, 2023. We're fighting for a free future, the Chechen battalions siding with Kyiv. Madison Brooks News, live, suspect in LSU student case arrested for alleged rape in 2020. The Independent, Kyiv on Washington is now accused of raping a 12-year-old girl when he was 15 in 2020. Daily Mail, Madison Brooks funeral services announced. WDSU News, family of Madison Brooks announces funeral arrangements. KSLA, worst place to be a woman. What rape, death of LSU student exposes about Louisiana. She joined protests against the Taliban, now she wants UK to take her in. The new tech offering relief from the misery of period pain. Europe on the verge of water catastrophe as groundwater reserves dry up, scientists warn. The Independent, satellite data shows no rise in groundwater levels across Europe, increasing drought fears. Russia-Ukraine war at a glance, what we know on day 340 of the invasion. Tyre Nichols lawyer urges lawmakers to pass urgent police reforms. BBC, police reform calls mount after beating of Tyre Nichols. Washington Post, Tyre Nichols' family call for long overdue reforms to U.S. policing. The Telegraph, discussing the demand for police reform across the U.S. MSNBC, CBC asks to meet Biden on police reform. Russia-Ukraine war, Zelensky calls for faster weapons supplies, fighting in Donetsk, very tough, live. The Guardian, live, Zelensky says Ukraine needs new weapons amid very tough situation. France 24 English, Ukraine updates, Zelensky urges faster weapon deliveries. DW, English, Ukraine needs long-range missiles, Volodymyr Zelensky. Anadolu Agency, English, war in Ukraine. President Zelensky urges faster delivery of new and existing weapons. Latest, WION. U.S. General warns British Army no longer top-level fighting force, defense sources reveal. Auckland floods, more heavy rain ahead for New Zealand's largest city. BBC, New Zealand floods, drone footage shows derailed train and landslides. Guardian News, New Zealand weather, 4 dead after record rainfall causes flooding and landslides. Sky News, unprecedented, flash floods and landslides bring Auckland to grinding halt for third day. The Independent, Auckland flooding, death toll rises as New Zealand hit with more heavy rain and landslides. Tyre Nichols, live, Trump calls out, horrible, killing as parents to attend Biden's State of the Union. The Independent, Joe Biden speaks with Tyre Nichols' parents, invites them to White House, Joe Biden on Tyre Nichols. CNN News 18, Monterey Park hero and Tyre Nichols' family invited to attend State of the Union address. CNN, Tyre Nichols' parents to attend State of the Union. The Independent, Tyre Nichols' parents invited to State of the Union address. Tunisian election records 11% turnout in rejection of president's reforms. The Guardian, voters go to the polls in the second round of Tunisia's parliamentary elections. Euronews, low turnout expected as Tunisia holds parliamentary elections. Al Jazeera English, Tunisia's parliamentary runoff sees same low voter turnout of first round. France 24 English, Tunisians vote in second round of poll for Defang parliament. Boris Johnson claims Vladimir Putin threatened to kill him with missile in call ahead of Russian invasion of Ukraine. Sky News, former UK PM Boris Johnson says Putin threatened him with missile strike, Russia-Ukraine war. CNN News 18, UK, Boris Johnson says Putin threatened him with missile strike. Latest news, top news, WION. WION, Ukraine, Boris Johnson says Putin threatened him with missile strike. BBC, Ukraine war, ex-UK. PM Johnson says Putin threatened him with missile. Why was Tyre Nichols pulled over by Memphis police? The Independent, video of fatal beating of Tyre Nichols can trigger trauma-related symptoms, sociologist says. CBC News, yes, these police videos are awful to watch, but we must not look away. The Independent, Tyre Nichols' death shows us the police are not always telling the whole truth. Mining giant sorry over lost radioactive capsule in Australia. BBC, Australian authorities warn the public not to touch missing radioactive material. The Independent, Rio Tinto apologises as search for radioactive capsule continues. Al Jazeera English, radioactive capsule missing in Australia after falling off mining truck. Sky News, Rio Tinto apologises for losing highly radioactive capsule. Ukraine News, Live, Germany warns against arms race amid Putin's constant attacks. The Independent, US, faces timeline issues over delivery of Abrams tanks to Ukraine. Can US supply tanks on time? CNN News 18, German Chancellor says he won't send fighter jets to Ukraine. BBC, Germany's Scholz denounces bidding war over jets for Ukraine. Al Jazeera English, beaten twice in Ukraine, Russia's elite First Guards tank army is poised to attack yet again. Erdoğan says Turkey may accept Finland into NATO without Sweden. The Guardian, Erdoğan says Turkey may accept Finland in NATO, but blocks Sweden. Al Jazeera English, Turkey's Erdoğan says Finland may join NATO without Sweden. France 24 English, Opinion 2 views. Will Sweden, Finland's NATO membership prolong Ukraine war? Anadolu Agency, English, Friends mourn volunteer who was killed helping civilians in Ukraine. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.